old school ASMR sounds. Well, I have to tell you from the start that I'm not a witch or some kind of magician. I'm just a person who can sense or feel someone else's energy, and I prefer to come to the very place the missing person used to live, because traces of her or his energy are still present, and the whole space is impregnated with it. It's a little more difficult if someone comes to me from long distances with just some pictures, but I can deal with it also. Oh, thank you very much for the drink. But as you live pretty closer, I prefer to come, and I would like you to let me inspect the very room she liked the most in the house, the part of the house where she used to spend most of her time. Alright, so I see that I can already feel that she has not been missing for such a long time. Her presence in this house is still fresh, and I can still feel it around. So I need to go around the room a little bit and touch some more objects. And you see, I do not see. It's impossible to see, for me at least, to see a story from the start to the end. I see flashes, I see symbols, I see sometimes numbers, and I just have to put everything together. And before giving a verdict, telling you something very certain, I need to be sure. And I'm very glad that I can touch and feel the objects that belonged to her. Okay, let me inspect a little bit her. Yes, I see that this was some kind of study room, some kind of also beauty room, and the room in which she used to spend most of her time. Okay, I will go and touch different objects. So you say that this is the room where she used to spend most of her time. I need to feel her energy, to touch the very objects. So, is it everything left untouched? Just the way she used to keep things, and alright, so you haven't moved anything. I just need Was this her studio, as I can feel? Yes. She even left her phone behind. That's strange. Yes, we leave energy behind us. Now, I have asked you to prepare a photo of her and an object, an object which belonged to her and was dear to her, and you. So, no, I don't want to look at the picture yet. I just want to feel her energy. So she is, I see a beautiful woman with blue eyes and long blonde hair. And from the very first touching of a photo, I can feel if that person is still here or went to another dimension, to say so. But the good piece of news is that I feel her as being alive. She's still here. This is her. I'm smiling because I can feel that this story will have a happy ending. Most of the stories I have to give information about do not finish so well. When a person is no longer here, I can feel her or his presence very strongly next to me, and sure he is desperate to communicate, to send me messages for the loved ones, things that remained unfinished, or in some cases when there is foul place or something, that person wants me to have either revenge or closure, or she or he wants to be found. So she left behind her. Is this her wedding ring? That is indeed very strange. Hasn't she used to wear this all the time? Oh yes, she forgot them. No, she left them on the table. That is pretty strange. That's strange indeed. So, I've seen some flashes, and now I need you to answer some question, because I really need to put together everything. I can see that I can sense your fear and your doubt, and I can see that you have been interrogated and considered somehow responsible for her disappearance. She vanished out of the blue. She, okay, as you tell me, she went to work, but she didn't arrive there, and her car is also missing, and there is no trace of her. Did she take her purse, her documents with her? Have you checked her credit cards? Everything is untouched. Right now that everyone is free to go anywhere in Europe, I suppose, she could have gone everywhere. But what I can feel in this room is a lot of love. A lot of love. She is deeply, profoundly in love with you. And I was smiling because I didn't feel one person when I touched the pictures. I felt I am able to feel two of them. Another little one, which who I suppose it's a little bit too early, but I feel it will also be a girl. So your wife is pregnant, alive and healthy. She is deeply in love with you. But I also feel a lot of insecurities and a lot of anxiety. She is a very jealous person, extremely jealous, and she did something extremely bad, something very wrong. And she thought that you would never forgive her. It is a story in which I can see another woman very close to you, but it's not a relative, and you have to fill in with the missing parts. All I can feel from what has remained in this very room, what I can feel is that your wife was very insecure and extremely, beyond understanding, extremely jealous. And everything was about a woman, young woman, extremely beautiful, that is very close to you and that you see every day. Okay, I need to see more. She hated that person so much that she wanted to hurt her. from what I can see. Oh, there is a red-haired. Is there a red-haired woman? Extremely beautiful and young and smart and charming in your life, apart your wife. Oh, I described your secretary. Oh, I see. Are you very close to her? Oh, she's your best friend. That's strange. Now I can somehow understand your wife and how she must have felt knowing that you are extremely close to a woman who looks that good. Oh, right, now I see. So your wife, now I can see more clearly what she wanted to do. She stalked your secretary. She used to send her messages and emails threatening her, and this is not nice to say. You will not like this. She tried to kill her. Yes, she was so angry because she was waiting for you. She prepared your favorite meal, and you phoned and told her that you are going to be late. And she drove to your office and saw her going home, and after that she saw you, and she supposed that you had some kind of affair, and she followed her directly to her house, stood in front of the house for a little while until it... So you remember that night when you went home and she went there and you looked for her everywhere? Okay, and she took a knife from her pocket. Yes, that Swiss one. And she entered the house. She broke into their house. And while she was trying to surprise your secretary, she was caught by her wife. Yes, your secretary's wife. If you had told your wife that your secretary didn't like men, none of this would have happened. But she had to learn it in a not very pleasant way. And she got caught, and with the knife, almost in the middle of the night, trying to kill someone in her very house. And the two women argued and threatened her that they would tell you everything. So did they tell you? No. They were nice enough to care about you and not to tell you. And did you ask her where she went that night? When she arrived at home in the middle after the midnight, very, very puzzled and worried and very scared. What did she say? with a friend. Okay, so no. And the next morning she just disappeared. She vanished into the thin air. She took her car and disappeared. Well, she was so afraid of what she had done that she thought you would never forgive her and that you would divorce her. She had just found that she was pregnant and wanted to tell you that very night, but you phoned her and told her that you were going to be late. Then she followed you, saw your secretary leaving the building, saw you leaving the building after her, and in her mind she imagined that you had some kind of story together. She followed your secretary, stood in front of her house for a while, and then, very angry and jealous and hurt, and without thinking too much, blinded by jealousy, she entered their house and was surprised to see that your beautiful secretary was hugging and kissing another woman, not a man, and she realized that she was completely wrong and didn't trust you, and that you indeed stayed longer hours at work. And she got so terrified of losing you, that she packed some little things that you didn't even notice to be missing in her voyage bag, and she left. But from what I can sense, she wants to be found, she wants to be forgiven, she wants to give you the news of being pregnant and sharing this wonderful thing with you. Of course, I cannot tell you the very country, but I can sense that she is not from here, and there is where she is somewhere. I can see a little town and the lake and the chalet, and I feel that that very place is very dear to you, and that you know about it, you know what kind of place it is. Oh, you spent your honeymoon in a little town in Italy. Is there a lake in the north of Italy in the mountains? Okay, so now I'm almost sure that you will have a very, very happy ending. And this is one of my cases that will end happily. So go and get her, bring her home, and tell her that you forgive her. And I know, and I can feel that you are also desperate to find her. So pack your bags, take a short vacation, and go to Italy to find your missing wife who hasn't been kidnapped, hasn't been killed, is okay and healthy, just a bit anxious and worried about her future. I'm so glad that I could help you. I wish you all the best